Hey, it's Beth here, episode 487. Okay, 2 movie reviews. 1, Dumb Money. Let's get it out of the way. If you saw the trailer, you saw the movie. I am not kidding. Nothing happens that's surprising in this movie. Nice performances, whatever, nothing. The interesting thing to me is the star and his wife get away with $247 million. And they are not working, living off the grid. You can't find them. So I don't know what happened there. Everything else seemed pretty much above board, but I don't know if he settled. I don't know what. It just smelled a little rotten to me. No big deal. It's over. I really didn't care. I thought it was going to be amazing because Shailene Woodley was in it, and I think she's a great actress. They didn't let her do a thing. Okay, let me get on to what is great. What is great is this little tiny movie called Flora and Son. Oh my God. John Carney is this amazing writer-director. He did Once, which was an amazing movie. Begin Again, which was an even more amazing movie. And then he did Modern Love. My New York Times Sunday Style section, Modern Love. There's a series that was made about it. He came up with the idea, and he did writing and directing on some of the most amazing episodes. The guy is great. The reason he's great is he stays off the grid. He's not going to Hollywood because he said the bigger it gets, the dumber it gets. And I'm not going to do it. So you can hardly find this movie in the movie theater. I mean, Cinemark isn't doing it. Nobody's doing it. And I went to a theater, this theater that's from companies from Mexico, Sinopolis. They had it at 11:30 and 3 o'clock, and that was all. This movie is great. Absolutely amazing. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who, when he was in middle school and high school, went by the name Little Joey. Okay? I've seen him before in other things. It almost made me not go to the movie because I've never seen him where I care, where I get him, the character. He's great in this, absolutely great. Eve Hewson, this actress who has so much character in her face. She plays the single mom. She's so amazing. She seems so, off the streets of Dublin, in the poorest section. She's actually Bono's daughter. She's just an absolutely amazing actress. And then the little boy who's 14, Oren Killen, is so good. What makes this movie so great is it is about music. And the thing that makes it perfect is John made it a true story. It's the story of he and his mother. And his mother actually did give him a guitar that changed his life when he was young, in those crazy teen years. And he actually did get a guitar out of a dumpster and had it fixed. Those two things together made him write this story. But what is so amazing about it, and made me almost cry like a baby, is it's the story of a mother and a son. All the stories are fathers. Even his Begin Again is about a father and a daughter. And they're all father-son movies, and that's great. But I have never seen a mother-son movie. And this one was so good. She plays a teen mom, got pregnant at 17. The kid's now 14, so she's 31. All messed up. So is the kid. The relationship is off the rails. She gets out of this dumpster a guitar. He doesn't want it. She starts taking lessons from Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I hate saying that whole name. Anyway, and he's in Topanga Canyon in California. This relationship begins. And she actually also has her strongest love of all is white wine. So she's got that problem, okay? But she finds this relationship with this guy who charges $20 an hour, a failed songwriter in Hollywood. Totally relate to him. They start an amazing relationship, and there's one scene where he kind of flies in the air, and he is right with her on this rooftop in Dublin, and it's beautifully done. Okay, the movie's great. what happened to why nobody is interviewing him or talking about this movie. He did one troubling thing where he did Begin Again, and he went on an interview and he was talking about the actors, and he of course praised Mark Ruffalo, who doesn't. He said Adam Levine was very daring and he exposed himself completely to the camera, warts and all. But he said Keira Knightley, he said, I will never do a movie with a supermodel again. He said she hit herself the entire time in the movie, and that's impossible. He could not get her to relax. He couldn't get her to open up. And he said, you need to have a certain level of honesty to be an actress. And then he said the damning line of all. He said, and I don't think she's ready for that. And I certainly wasn't ready for her on my film. Whoa, did he get in trouble? So he issued this apology. I think it was heartfelt, but Hollywood never forgives and it never forgets. The quote is, I'm ashamed of myself that I could say such things. And I've been trying to account for what they say about me. In trying to pick holes in my own work, I ended up blaming someone else. That's not only bad directing, that's shoddy behavior. That I am not in any way proud of. End of quote. And then he came back and he said, right afterwards when he took a breath, he goes, it's arrogant and it's disrespectful. So that was the end of him in Hollywood. And I don't think it's fair. I think he made a mistake. I think people make mistakes. I mean, Keira forgave him, sort of. Oh, and he's an amazing writer, but he doesn't want to have anything to do with Hollywood. That, along with what he said about Keira, dooms this man to a life of obscurity. So you're going to have to try to find this. You're going to have to try to find this movie. But the fact that he wrote a movie, I mean, there's nothing more than a mother wants. I mean, it makes me want to cry. Than to try to connect with her 13-year-old, completely confused, completely upset teenage boy. But how can you find a bridge? You know, football, the computer games, no one can. And this woman and this boy, oh my gosh, and the way he plays his role, the way he opens up little by little to her. And she's not perfect. She's not even a perfect singer. It's not about, she doesn't turn into Aretha Franklin or anything like that. Things aren't perfect at the end. There's just a little contact, a little bridge, a little something they can do together. I was spellbound. I mean, it was like a field of dreams for me. Nobody cares about moms. Everybody thinks we just have, you know, an amazingly bonded relationship every single minute of our lives with our sons, and we don't. I'm telling you, I was honestly, if I'd been alone in this theater, I would have been crying my eyes out. I had something stuck, it's still stuck, even trying to talk now, in my throat, because it was just so beautiful to see them connect. I mean, what are the odds that you can connect with a 13-year-old boy? It's impossible. So anyway, this was, I don't know, maybe the best movie I've seen in a very, very long time. I can't even think of a movie that it reminds me of. And I don't know if I'd like it if I was 21. But I do know I would have liked it if I'd had a teenager. I knew that from that moment on, I would connect with this movie. And I know you will too. You've got to see it. Maybe I'll have to get it on Netflix. I don't know where it's going to come up, but it'll come up somewhere. You've got to see it. Even if you haven't seen Once or Begin Again, which you'll want to see after this, and Modern Love. Everything this guy touches, he connects. He hits the ball. It's a home run. Your heart strings are pulled in a really good direction. It's all about love. He's always about love. I love him for that. And I love that he doesn't like Hollywood, because he's absolutely right. They would have turned this movie into, she sings like Aretha Franklin. And I don't want to see that, because she doesn't. She's in Dublin. She's a babysitter. She's a wineaholic. She's not going to sing like Aretha. Don't do that to me. It doesn't have to be that she ends up being a multi-millionaire. It just has to end up that she's connecting with her son. That's all I care about. That's all she cares about. Such a good movie. Oh my gosh. And actually, Joey Gordon-Levitt is really wonderfully understated in this. Everyone's perfect in this. And he's right. I have to say it. I'm not gonna say anything really bad, but if he wanted Keira Knightley to behave like Eve Hewson does in this movie, and he tried to get Keira to do it, she didn't do it. Maybe she couldn't do it. What he pulls out of Eve Hewson, Bono's little girl, the performance, she is so, oh my God, so vulnerable, so honest, so real, so beautiful, so beautifully flawed. I'm telling you, you're gonna love this movie. Don't doubt me. I've never been so right about anything in my whole life. I'm gonna go back and see it because I want to give it some more money. I just want this guy to keep doing what he does best. And that's what I've got. Finally a movie, finally a great mom movie. You know, a really great mom movie. So I hope you love it, and I will be back.